It's now time for your definitive guide to the 2023 Moto2 season. So here it is. Moto2 is the final hurdle for any aspiring MotoGP rider. If you don't impress here, then chances are you're not going to make it to the top tier of motorcycle racing. And that, for me, is what makes Moto2 so interesting to MotoGP fans. The riders you see competing here are your future favourites. They're your future merch purchasers, your future world champions. So let's have a look at what and who to look out for in 2023 in Moto2. The first thing you're going to need to know here are which riders are going to be competing for the ultimate honour at the end of the season. The obvious culprits will be the likes of last season's runner-up Ayagura, who led the season until the penultimate round, as well as Aaron Canet and Tony Arbolino, who finished 3rd and 4th respectively in the championship last season. You've got Celestino Vietti, who made a dynamite start to the season last year. He won 3 races in the first half of the season, but will probably want to forget his disastrous end to the season where he finished just 6 out of 8 Grand Prix, which saw his title hopes dissipate spectacularly. It may also be worth keeping an eye on the solid Brits in the field. You've got Sam Lowes and Jake Dixon, and also keep track of South Africa's Darren Binder, who steps down from his first season in MotoGP last season to compete in Moto2 this year. Now, there will also be 3 high-profile debutants to keep an eye on, with the top 3 finishers in Moto3 last season all making the step up to the intermediate class. We had Izan Guevara, Sergio Garcia, and Dennis Foggia 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Guevara in particular is one to keep an eye on after being nothing short of sensational on his way to the Moto3 title last season. The 2 final fan favourites you'll need to watch are the Wonder Kid, Pedro Acosta, who looks primed to have a tilt at the title after picking up 3 race wins in his debut season, and Alonso Lopez, who will spend his first full season in the class after missing the first 7 races last season. But boy did he make waves after that, picking up 2 race wins and a further 3 podiums on his run in to the end of the season. Both of these young men are going to be high up on everybody's predictions for world champion this year. If this seems like it's a lot of people to keep your eye on, that's because it is. And I've definitely missed a couple. The 2023 Moto2 field is stacked with young talented riders, many of which will be predicted to go on to be top MotoGP talents in future. And what about the bikes? Every bike on the grid is powered by a lovely Triumph 765cc triple that produces around 140 horsepower. The difference in the bikes comes from the chassis, where teams can use chassis from any manufacturer they want. Unfortunately, we don't see too many other chassis manufacturers. It's very much a one-make series, with Kalex supplying all but 4 riders on the grid for this season. And they've won every world championship since Marc Marquez won on a Suter in 2012. Now, the weekend format for Moto2 is almost exactly the same as what it is for Moto3, but the Friday practice sessions are 5 minutes longer. But all the qualifying format and how to qualify for each qualifying session is exactly the same if you want that explained. And once again, a dry race will typically last around 40 minutes and 25 points for the winner. We award points down to 15th place. Yes, we know. The Moto2 class will be supporting MotoGP at all 21 events this season. Moto2 is the final opportunity for young riders to prove to teams and manufacturers that they have the talent, speed, and maturity to compete at the highest level of the sport. With all the names mentioned earlier and then some, the 2023 Moto2 field looks like it will be one of our strongest ever. And with MotoGP seats looking like they'll be quite difficult to come by over the coming seasons, the riders in Moto2 will know that they'll need to be at their absolute maximum at every single Grand Prix, or fear that they may miss the chance to oust the current crop of MotoGP talent. Make sure you tune in this year, it's going to be tasty. Now, this preview and my Moto3 preview were published in typed format, I guess. I was going to say print, but you don't print it. In typed format over on my Substack, which you can subscribe to for free by heading to the link in the description below. It's free. You just get an email newsletter like once a week, and it's just me doing this, but letters.